So I wanted to make a video real quick because of something that happened today, and I think it's important for pretty much anyone. So I won't go into too much detail, but I'm going to go into a bit at the same time. I was downtown today, and when I was downtown, I was waiting for a ride, and in the process, I saw a group of teenagers beat up a homeless guy in the middle of the street. It was in Center City, Philadelphia. I won't even give the location, not because of there's no real reason to give the location. It was in Center City near City Hall. That's all that's really relevant here. And what happened was I was waiting for someone, and then I looked down the street, and as I did, I saw a bunch of teenagers, and I thought they were play fighting at first, and then I realized like no, they're in the middle of the street attacking someone. And as they got closer to me, I called 911 to give them a heads up. I was actually hesitant about it, and I wasn't because I wasn't sure yet. But I'm glad I did because while I was on the phone with 911 and telling them what happened, they brought this old, elderly, black homeless dude down to the ground and started beating on him. They actually started stomping on him at one point. Now, you probably have had a scenario like that play in your head. Like, what would you do if you saw someone being attacked? And it is a terrifying feeling to have in a very terrifying situation to be a part of. It may not be you being attacked, but it's someone you just saw. What do you do? So I took a moment and I thought about it and said, I have a few options. One is to stop them, like physically just go, you're not going to do that, and do something to try to get them off. The other option is to back away and continue the call with 911. And then I found a third way. So what I did was I got close to them and said, leave him alone. Get away from him. I had to get in the middle of the street in order to do that because I also wanted to make sure that another car didn't come in and hit someone by accident. They didn't run over the person who was in the street. They didn't even hit the attackers. Like, I wanted to make sure that as many people as possible were safe. So I got close enough that no one would do anything else and to kind of distract them a little bit. And it's a good thing I did. And mind you, I'm on the phone with 911, and I even told them I'm on the phone with 911 right now. While I did that, another car in another lane came up, saw the person who was hurt. The person who was being beaten up was able to get away, and a car came up to help them escape. At that point, the situation's essentially diffused. And when that happens, they two of the attackers, there were a group of about 8 total. Two of them came, 5 of them were beating the person, and 3 of them were on bikes. So 8, roughly 8 total. So 2 of them came up to me, and I have to tell you about the attackers real quick. Of the 8, only one, the oldest one had to be 13, and the oldest one there, the exception to the rule, was probably 15 or 16, and about my height. So the oldest one came up and said, "This is none of your business." When I said, "Get away from the person," and also gave me an idea of what was happening. Like, if you have been attacked by a person and you go away, leave that person alone, they're going to probably say, this person did X to me, and not mind your own business. So they were really just trying to do something to this person. And after the guy got away, the oldest one came to me and then said, you better go away. This is not your business. And I said, I can't I'm glad the person got away, and 911's on their way. Looked him down in the eye and said, 911's on the way. And I have my mask on, by the way, too, while I'm doing this. And then another kid who had to be no older than 11 tried to lunge at me real quick to get me to react, and I didn't even flinch. I'm a flincher. Didn't even flinch. Looked him down in the eye. Didn't say a word. Just looked him down in the eye. And made sure they understood that, no, this is not how you're going to react in Philadelphia. Not everyone's going to let you get away with this. And I didn't do anything else. I was still on the phone with 911, and they told me they were on their way. The teenagers walked away as they did, and eventually the police came by and I told them what happened, and they said unfortunately we can't, and they even saw the group of teenagers who had done this, and they said unfortunately we can't do anything because the person who was attacked is gone and we weren't here to witness it. Very upsetting, and I can understand. It still stinks, and at that point I had a ride waiting for me, and I had to get in there, and I kind of reiterate a little bit of what happened. Like, hey, that's messed up, isn't it? And it gave me plenty of time to think about this. So I want to tell the story and kind of get it out there because of a few things. The first thing is everyone talks about crime in Philadelphia and all these problems, and like, oh man, if that ever happened, I have a weapon and I do something. Like, no, I actually thought about this, and I said, well, when I saw them ganging up on it, I said I need to do something, and what I wanted to do was physically do something and get involved. But I realized at that point, if I had done that, one, I would have put myself in danger. Two, the other person would have been more in danger because now they're outraged at two people, and now it could have been worse. We both could have been attacked, or it could have escalated even more. So I'm glad I didn't do that. The second thing is, when I did get involved, I didn't want to do anything too far. Not just because of their age, just it didn't make sense. It's not important that I do something because I'm angry. It's more important that the person being attacked is safe. That's priority one. So because I said get away from the person and they were distracted and they were kind of, now their attention's averted and now they're shot, like, wait, someone's actually doing something? The person was able to get away and get in a car to safety. That was great. I am so glad that happened. And then when they were trying to provoke me to get a reaction out of me, I knew what they were doing. I also was already on the phone with 911. So I told them what was happening. And I also told the attackers, like, hey, I just called 911. This is happening right now. It's up to you. At that point, it's up to them to realize they have to leave and stop. And I didn't react. I didn't provoke. I let them do what they had to do and walk away. And I'm glad I did. It did not feel good. I'm really upset that they got to just walk away. But the alternative would have been a lot worse. If I had provoked them or if I had done something more, it could have gotten worse. And the cops, when they showed up, I wish they could have done more, but I know the law and there are certain things that they're not allowed to do. So I want to talk about this. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where, hey, this is happening and I need to do something and I just can't watch, I also thought about just turning on the camera on my phone and filming it. And I wish I had. If there's only one thing I wish I can change, it would have been that. But I couldn't because I was already on the phone with 911. So if you ever see anything like that, take out your camera, film if you can. If you're able to divert their attention, do what feels right for you. That's the most important thing you can do. But stop, think, act. Don't react, act, and call the authorities because you can't do everything your own. You're not Superman, you're not Batman, you're not Spider-Man, you're you. And yeah, so I'm really sorry this happened. I really hope that person's okay. I did whatever I could. I also asked officers if there was anything more I could do to help them. They said, no, you've done enough. Thank you very much for all you've done. And I also thank them for what they did because that's what they can do. So I wanted to share that. And yeah. Stay safe. Stay on your guard. Do what you can to help people. And that's all I can say. Thank you and have a good one. Stay safe.